Hey, what's going on, guys? Try back again here to bring you another video. This video I'm going to be talking about how to be successful on YouTube for people who are looking to either start a YouTube channel or that have already started a YouTube channel and just want to kind of take it to the next level to the point where they can actually do really well on YouTube. So I'm going to be going over pretty much 11 different points on what I think pretty much will make people successful on YouTube. This should be an all-inclusive video on pretty much what you need to know from my perspective. Now, right off the bat, I'm going to say that I'm not the most successful person on YouTube, or even, I'm really far from it. I do YouTube part-time. I do have a full-time job, and I do YouTube on the side as a, sort of like a part-time side business. There are people there, millions of views, way more than I do. Right now I have about 4 million and, average about 30 to 40,000 views per day. So, I mean, there are a lot of people out there that, have tons and tons of views and that kind of stuff. So, but I'm going to give you my perspective on it. I'm going to give you my perspective on the things you should pretty much do if you want to, be successful on YouTube. Like I said, either start a YouTube channel, or if you've already started it, you just want to kind of, make it even more successful. So let's get started with the list. The first one is to make a plan. So, I mean, this kind of goes without saying, but, people forget to do it. When it comes to YouTube, it is absolutely crucial, I think, personally, to make a plan out, because we all have lives. We all have things, or hopefully we do, all have things we have to do. Like I said, I do work full time, sometimes even work overtime, that kind of stuff. So, it's really hard to schedule in time to make videos and to put the effort into my channel and into my content and that kind of stuff. And that's why it's crucial to have a plan. If you don't have a plan about exactly how you're going to do it, when you're going to do your videos, and stick to it, then you're never going to get anywhere. And this is really important with YouTube, because you don't have like a regular job. Let's say, you have a boss who makes a schedule for you. You have, other employees that you work with. You have, these kinds of extrinsic motivators that you don't have on YouTube. You don't have that extrinsic motivation there. You have to be intrinsically motivated when it comes to YouTube, because if you decide not to do a video one day when you probably should have, there's no boss there saying, hey, why didn't you come to work today? YouTube is completely your thing. If you're going to be doing a YouTube channel, it's entirely yours. You own it. It's your business, or maybe you just do it for fun or whatever. But if you want to turn it into a business, you have to take it seriously. You have to make a plan, and like I said, if you set a plan out, you got to stick to it, because like I said, there's no boss who's going to be asking you why you didn't come into work today. There's no boss who's going to say, why don't you make a video today? In most cases. So you pretty much have to make a plan and stick to it. Me personally, I'll give you, what I do. I set myself out to do, I try to do 5 videos a week. Okay, so 5 videos a week. So that's not too bad. As you can see, my method of doing videos, I pretty much just use simple stuff, web camera, you know what I mean, my usual room, my office where I work. Just the basic stuff, nothing crazy. I don't have $1,000 camera. I don't have, and all that extra stuff. You don't necessarily need that stuff. You know what I mean? Especially right off the bat. Like, don't in the beginning when you first start your channel. I see a lot of people when they're first starting out, they run out and buy like $1,000 camera right off the bat. And, oh, I need this, or camcorder for the channel, and it's like, well, it will help with the quality, but there are other considerations, and you probably shouldn't do that at the beginning. That's something that, once you've got a couple hundred videos and you're really positive that you're going to continue, then okay, you want to put more money into upgrading your stuff and that kind of stuff, go ahead. But I think at the beginning, just get a decent camera. Maybe if you want to put out $300-400, okay, fine. That's fine. Or just get like a simple web camera. I mean, it all comes down to when you're doing like my type of videos. I do like vlogging and reviews and that kind of stuff. It's more about what you say. People are interested to hear what you're going to say, and hopefully, if you speak intelligently or you're at least interesting, people will respect you and and watch your videos and watch your content. That brings me to the next point, which is ignore the trolls. Okay, and we talk about respect when it comes to YouTube and this kind of stuff. There are more trolls on YouTube and on the internet than you'll ever meet in real life. Yeah, at the office, you're going to have, wherever you work at your job, you're going to have some people that are kind of trolls a little bit, but, and they can just be, rough around the edges and just rude people. But on the internet, it takes an entirely different level when there's no consequences to what people say. People can say whatever they want. It's true freedom. They don't have to look at you in person. They don't have to see you. They can block you. They can, and there's no consequences to what they say. As a result, people just say whatever the hell they want, and majority of the time that's negative. A lot of the time that's negative, and it never stops. When you get started and you start getting trolls at the beginning, if you think, oh, when I get to 100 million views, the people will stop trolling me. No, they will never stop trolling you. You will never, you'll never have a situation where you have no trolls. You'll always get trolls. There's always going to be trolls on YouTube on your videos that are going to come on and are going to say this or that to you, a million things. They're just, that's just the nature of the beast when it comes to the internet and chatting through text. It's just, it's really easy for people to take out their negative energy and aggression on others. And, YouTube content creators and publishers, I mean, the amount of trolls messages you get, you're probably going to get about, I'd say a normal amount would be about 70-30. 70% of the comments you get in your videos and messages is going to be troll or are going to be troll messages. You're going to get that. That's how many trolls. Probably 70% of the people watching are going to troll you. Only 30% are going to be like, either respectfully, give criticism or give compliments. Okay, and the other thing too is that when it comes to trolling, this is kind of related. People are always going to criticize and tell you how you could do better and make your videos better and improve the quality of your videos. But quality, when it comes to YouTube, in my opinion, this is my opinion, is not as important as quantity. If you spend forever trying to make your videos perfect, you're going to end up in the situation where you're not putting out enough videos, and you spend so much time trying to make sure everything you said was perfect that it's going to take up, it's not going to be worth it for you, because you're going to be spending so much time in your videos trying to perfect them and make sure, like everything that trolls criticize, for example, for me, I have a lot of figures in the background. I do MMA videos, and I get trolls all day long saying, nice dolls, this kind of stuff, and I'm just like, thanks, yep, thanks, appreciate it, it's just the way it is, so I thought about, well, maybe I should move, this up against the wall, my computer set up against the wall, so that they just see my background. And that brings me to my next point, is don't follow criticism online. People are always going to criticize you and try to tell you how to improve the quality of your videos. Don't do it. Don't do it. If it's going to take, unless it's practical. I mean, if it's a small thing that you can just tweak or fix or whatever, okay. If it's respectfully, if they communicate it respectfully, then okay, do that. But otherwise, don't inconvenience yourself and waste your time away from you making your videos just because trolls seem to point out one thing. Believe me when I tell you, if trolls don't point out one thing, they're going to point out something else. They'll find something to point out. There's always going to be something to point out. So ignore the trolls. Don't let them deter you from doing what you're doing. Don't let them put you down and try to, the best way, and don't get into it with them either. The best thing to do is delete their comments and block them. Or if you don't mind their comments, just block them. Because if you get into a match online and you start, swearing against trolls and stuff like that and saying things, I myself sometimes am guilty of this too, because some trolls, really say some nasty things. So sometimes I'll come back at them, but really, ideally, you shouldn't. I mean, we're all people, so we all get angry sometimes if people say some stupid shit, but try not to, because it won't get you anywhere. It's a waste of time, and you can never win with trolls. The more you say to them, the more negative they're going to come back at you, and it never ends. They'll go back and forth and back and forth. And if you say something really offensive or threatening to them, or they say something threatening to you, you get into a situation where your account could be in jeopardy. Because YouTube, if you threaten people and stuff like that, you can get what are called community guideline strikes, and that will screw up your entire account. You don't want to do that. So the best way to deal with a troll is just to block them, remove their comments. That's the best thing you can do. Another thing about trolls is once you start getting a good number of trolls, that, to me anyway, symbolizes that you're kind of starting to make it. You know what I mean? You're starting to be successful. Once people start getting jealous of you and trolling you, you're getting successful on YouTube. That's why you're getting so many trolls. And the more successful you get, it's kind of like the more trolls you get. It doesn't go down. It pretty much, you're always going to get trolls. So anyway, that's it for trolls. Block and delete them. Don't let them deter you, and don't let them screw you up and you start changing your stuff because of what trolls say. Just keep creating your videos. Spend your time on that. You can, if you want to worry about quality, you can do that later. What you want to do is build up as many videos as you can first, and then you can start improving quality later and that kind of stuff. Okay, so that's that point. Going on from there is set realistic input goals. Okay, not output goals. Now there's a difference between these two. Don't set goals for yourself. This is how many views I want to get, because that's output. Okay, you as a publisher are putting in the input. You're putting in the energy to create the content. Okay, you put in the input and the output comes back, but you don't control the output. You only control the input. Okay, you only control how many videos are you producing. How good are the videos? How timely are they? Okay, when are you producing them? Are they current? If they're about real world stuff, are they current? Are you staying current? Are you staying up to date? You know, and maybe set, like I said, I try to do 5 videos a week, and usually I go well over that, so it's not a problem. But that's a key right there, is set realistic input goals, not output goals. So don't try to set a goal, I'm going to get this many views. No. Don't set view goals, don't set subscriber goals. That'll screw up your head. Do input goals. I'm going to make 5 videos and they're going to be good. Or I'm going to make 10 videos a week, you know, every week. Every time something happens, I'm going to do a video on it. You know, that's what you want to do. You want to set input goals, because you can only control how many videos you're making and how good they are. You can't control whether or not people are going to want to subscribe to you and how many views you're going to get. Those things come from themselves. You don't have control over that. So focus on things you can control. How many videos you're making, what's the quality of the videos, descriptions, tags, all that stuff is all very important. So make sure you're, writing long descriptions and good tags that match your content, and doing it in a timely fashion, okay? Because that's very important as well. So that's the next one. Going on from there is be patient, okay? I like to look at it as pretty much like this. When you're doing YouTube, at least for me, this is how it worked, is because I do it part-time. Some people, if they do it full-time, they might be able to do it quicker than this, but I pretty much look at it as year 1, okay? Year 1 after you start your account, the first year you start your account, you are going to basically be putting into your channel to build it up, okay? In the first year, you probably won't make anything on the channel, hardly anything, in terms of views and that kind of stuff. Depending on your topic and what if there's a big audience out there, you may get a lot of views, but most of the time, for most channels, you're not going to get 10 million views within the first year. You got to build your channel first, unless you're you're really lucky, or you're gifted, or one of your videos goes viral, stuff like this. It's going to take a while to build up your channel. 1 year, the first year is like the apprenticeship year. You're getting your business built. So be patient with that. Set your goals, stick to your plan, and go through year 1. Once year 1 ends, then you're going to be at the point when you get into year 2 and 3 and 4 and so on, where it starts to really blossom, bloom, and all that kind of stuff. You got to plant the seeds first, and then it will afterwards start to really become something you can be proud of. So the first year is the apprenticeship year, year 1. Be patient and don't have unrealistic expectations for yourself. The first year, stick to your plan, make your videos, and then start looking at your views and your subscribers in the second year, not the first year, because it's not enough time. You got to build up. Like if you look at my channels, I have 3 channels. I have a total of almost 300 videos now, okay? So that takes time. You're not going to be able to make 300 videos in a month or 2, at least. Not if you have any kind of a life. Like that would be impossible to do, pretty much. 300 videos in a month or 2. It would just be crazy. So year 1 is an apprenticeship year. Do the best you can, but don't be patient, and don't try to get too far. Don't aim too high at the beginning. Wait until year 2 so your business starts to build and that kind of stuff. Okay, cool. So that's that one. Be patient. Number 4 is don't compare yourself to others. Okay, so don't compare yourself to other people on YouTube. I see people doing this all the time, and it demotivates them like crazy, because here's the thing. There are some people on YouTube that do certain types of videos, like they will do comedy videos, and if they're actually funny and kind of childish, actually, childish and funny, they will get a lot of views from that. Don't compare yourself to them. Whatever you're doing in your in your category, okay? Don't compare yourself to others who have been doing it longer than you. There, basically what happened was around the year of 2007, 2008, when Google bought YouTube, you had people who already had videos on YouTube at that time, okay? Those people's videos are like at the top of the search engine because they were the first people to upload whatever it was they were doing. So when people type in general words, like it could be like I collect figures. So if you type in the type of figures I collect, like Marvel Legends, for example, those are the figures I do. The top videos are the ones that those guys shot in 2007, 2008, 2009, a long time ago at this point. They're going to be at the top of the search engine, probably, unless, somebody else gets tons of favorites on one of their videos and puts it above it. Most of the time, these people who started at this time, they started at the boom, they were very lucky. YouTube, luckily Google bought YouTube, but if Google didn't buy YouTube, YouTube could have been shut down. Google could have tried to outdo them and, created their own video thing, and who knows what would happen to those people then if they would be as big as they are now. Probably not. It's just because they came in at the right time. So don't compare yourself if you're starting now or in a couple of years from now if you're watching this video to people who started in 2007, because they were lucky. They won the lottery, basically. You need to look at it that way, because they got in and they created videos before the time that YouTube blew up. So when YouTube blew up, their videos were at the top. And that's just the way it is. They just got really lucky. Me, myself, I started later on, so I wasn't so lucky as the people who started in 2007, 8, and 9. Those people are, very lucky at this point, because they have, their videos are, near the top of YouTube. In the searches, when people search, their videos will come up before anybody else's, because they were just the first ones to do it. And they were just very lucky that YouTube was bought out by Google and didn't go out of business or something. Who knows? Or get squeezed out by Google. Because if Google Video if they would have invested a lot of money taking YouTube out of their search engine, they could have squeezed YouTube out. They really could have, if they wanted to. But Google's not that type of company, so they didn't, which is lucky for everybody who started that time. Anyway, I'm rambling. So that's another point too, is don't compare yourself to people on YouTube, because viral videos and stuff like that, people who started early, yes, they have crazy amounts of views. Don't expect to be able to do the same thing, like right away, unless you're doing comedy videos and that kind of stuff, and you get something that catches on, or something like just different that catches on, viral. You're not going to get to that point right away. It's going to take a long time, and usually you got to make a few hundred videos before you get a couple of those videos that really become viral and get you, somewhere. So that's my take on don't compare yourself to others. Number 5 is take it seriously. Take it, like I was saying before with make a plan. Take it seriously. It's not a joke. If you're serious about, creating a great channel and creating a lot of great content, take it seriously. Don't treat it like it's a joke or it's just a fun thing to do. If you think it's a fun thing to do, then it's just a fun thing to do. But if you take it very seriously and you want to treat it like it's a second job or like a business and that kind of stuff, do it and you will be successful at it. But you have to take it seriously. You got to stick to your goals. You can't call in sick, on yourself. You know what I mean? Call in sick on a company, call in sick on your job. But don't call in sick on yourself when it comes to YouTube, because then you're just screwing yourself over. Don't be lazy and not create videos. Right now it is 2 a.m. in the morning on my night off. But I'm doing this because I have goals, I take it seriously, and I'm going for it, and that's all there is to it. I encourage you to do the same, so take it seriously. Number 6 was ignore the trolls, but I talked about that earlier. Number 7, try to have fun with it. So yeah, try to have fun on YouTube. YouTube is one of those things where it takes a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun too. It's something interesting and fun to do, different that people don't normally do. But here's the catch with it, is that if you overwork yourself and you're not having fun with creating your content and your videos, your viewers aren't going to have fun either. You know what I mean? Like, if you're miserable and you sit there and mope and stuff, who's going to want to watch that? People have stuff that they're worried about at work, people at school, kids and stuff. They got stuff to do, man. Their lives, they don't want to, hop on YouTube and watch somebody moping around or being depressed and stuff like that. It's just, everybody's got to go through that kind of stuff. Everybody goes through struggles, Try to be happy and try to be positive when you're doing your YouTube videos, because it is a fun thing to do. Take it seriously, but have fun with it at the same time. Very important. Okay, stay determined, number 8. This is so crucial when it comes to, I did a video saying that I thought the key to success and the most important thing in being successful in life is to stay determined to whatever you're doing. And it's so true. With YouTube, it's no different. If people are creating a YouTube channel, like I said, it takes years to build it up. It's not something you build up right away. You got to stay determined. You got to stick to it. You got to stay with it. Set those plans, set the goals, and stick with it. Stay determined. Because if you don't, who cares? It's just a waste of time. If you don't take it seriously, if it's a joke, then it's a joke. If you take it seriously, you stay determined, You stick with it for a long time, it will pay off for sure, I guarantee you. But you have to stay determined, you have to take it seriously, and do the best you can to create the best content and most unique content out there to gather some kind of following. So stay determined, no question about it. This one is pretty straightforward. I think most people probably know this is use good tags. And also, the tags at the beginning that you type in are more important than the tags at the end. Here's something too. I've heard people say fill up the tag block with as many tags as you can. I don't think you should do that, or at least don't do it all the time. Type in a good number of tags, but don't throw tags in that don't reference the video just to fill up the box. Put in as many tags as you can that you think people will search for. Okay, don't put in extra just for the sake of filling it up, and make sure they're efficient. You know, the tags that you put in should be the cleanest tags for your searches that you're going to find, the most efficient. You know, what are people going to search for? Use quotations in your tags. That's very important too, because if people are going to search for words together, like I do Walking Dead reviews, for example, TV show, when I create my tags, I put quotes around and I type in The Walking Dead, okay, and then in another quote, I put in the episode I'm reviewing, Season 2, Episode 8, and then in another quotations, I do the name of the episode with The Walking Dead. So you want to keep searches together. If you know people are going to be searching for something in particular, put it in quotations. That links it all together inside the quotes, and that's going to put you in the situation where if someone types that exactly, it'll match your video. If you split it up and you don't put quotations in the tags, that can screw it up to the point where your video might not even show up, depending on what it is you're doing, what kind of video, and the chaos of the YouTube search engine. Because really, trying to logically trace all the videos and how they all get searched through and how they all get listed is chaos. So just do the best you can to try to think of what are people going to type in for my video. What should I type in here? Should I put quotes around things that are going to be typed in together to match my stuff? And that's very important. Also, the description. As part of the tags, use the description as the best you can. Type in as much information as you can. Use keywords in the description because YouTube also matches the keywords. That's another thing too. Title also, YouTube will also match the title. So make sure your title is good, is catching, is eye-catching, and represents the video well. So that's important too. So that's those two. Now, the last point I'm going to make is there is no, people like, I was telling my friend about this the other day, and he asked me, he said, well, what was the breakthrough point that you know what I mean, that you started getting lots of views on YouTube? And the answer is basically this. There is no breakthrough point, okay? There's no point that you're going to get to where you're going to say, okay, now I'm successful all of a sudden, okay? Or now I'm getting tons of views, whereas before I wasn't. That doesn't happen, really. I mean, people may, that depends on how you want to look at it. The way I look at it is there is no breakthrough point, okay? You have to stay determined. You have to create a lot of videos over the long term. Some of your videos will become really popular. Some won't. Some will get a lot of views. Some won't. Maybe one or two goes viral. The rest don't. But there is no breakthrough point where you create one video and it becomes viral and boom, all of a sudden you're successful on YouTube. Doesn't work that way. It's a process that you create over time. If one of your videos becomes viral and it becomes really popular, excellent, great. But, there really is no point that you're going to get to where there's a breakthrough point. It just doesn't happen. You just have to stay determined over time, believe in yourself, keep creating great content and keep creating great videos. And people who are watching you, you know what I mean, will hopefully stick with you. Some won't. Some won't stick with you. People will unsubscribe. That's just part of it. The more content you create, people unsubscribe, but then you get new subscribers. It's just the way it goes with YouTube. So definitely, last one, there's no breakthrough point. Don't expect that there will be a point where you get to. No, it's a process. You get a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Maybe one of your videos gets big and, you know what I mean, that really helps a lot. But it's all about, stability, determination over the long term. That's pretty much how it's going to go. So that's pretty much my 11, tips, so to speak, or things to know on how to be successful on YouTube. So like I said, just to go over them again, make a plan, set realistic goals, be patient. 1 year, the year one. Don't forget about that. Don't compare yourself to others. You know what I mean? Like I talked about the YouTube boom and viral videos and people that just get lucky, because there are. There are people that just get lucky. You might not believe me, but there really are. There is such a thing as winning the lottery on YouTube. Part of that chaos, you know, if you somehow got to the top of the search engine for something that's searched often, there you go. You know, there is luck involved in chaos, I'm sorry to say. Take it seriously. Ignore the trolls. Try to have fun with it. Stay determined. Use good description and use good tags. No breakthrough point. So that's my tips and tricks, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to ask me any questions or you want to talk about anything, have a topic for discussion, please write it in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you stick to it, I promise you, you will be successful. Later, guys. Peace.